Today, we are cooking up a storm. We are taking Robert Lucci to the top. The best deck you've ever seen, Celestial Dragon Lucci. We're playing the 5 Elders, Boom, Bam, Bop, Pow, and one more.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
We have a lot cooking up here. We're using the OP13 support, and we're going to see what we can make happen. If you don't know, the new 5 Elders is played in Emu, so let's look into what Emu is. Emu is a really strong leader that basically just changes the game completely, playing out 5 characters from their 10 cost and then playing a stage at the beginning of the game. So we really rely on the stage to have -1 cost to all of our Celestial Dragons, and that's going to be Saturn, Mercury. It makes all of them 6 cost and a 5 cost, a 6 cost and a 5 cost, a 3 cost blocker, a 3 cost searcher. Like 3-drop 5Ks that have 1,000 counter is really strong. They also all have the effect that say if you have 7 or more cards in your trash, this character cannot be removed by your opponent's effects. Be bottom decked, KO'd, like any kind of effect cannot remove these, only attack. So Lucci is a leader that's known for removing a lot of cards and putting a lot of cards in trash because it has the when attacking effect to trash the top 2 cards of its deck and then give -1 cost to their opponent's character. So we're using this as our utility to stack up our trash, while also using the -1 to remove board. So we're a control-oriented deck, of course, because that's what we like to do. We kind of fold into Emu because they also play these same characters that can't be removed, which is when we rely on Rush, which we do now have a good black Rush option. If you have 7 or more cards in your trash, this card cannot be removed by your opponent's effects. This card gains Rush. It's not great in other decks that can't play it for 5 or less, or can't make it a 7K, which we'll see in a second. It also has the when attacking effect that says if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, give one of your opponent's characters -2K. So we use this with Jupiter, which is our 2K counter of the deck. The only 2K counter we're building in for today. I know, that's insane, but if you think about it, there's certain cards that only work if you only have Celestial Dragons, and that's what we're testing. Now, is it the best? No. Anyways, if you have 7 or more cards in your trash, your 5 Elders become 7,000 base power. So cards like even Lucky Roo, even if we couldn't have them to not be removed, Lucky Roo wouldn't even work because they're 7,000 base power, which is really cool. So it makes this into a 7K attacker rather than a 5. And we can play this out on 6 Dawn with the 1 cost stage. It's really strong. We have a blocker and then trash 1 card, KO a base 5 cost. We have a draw 1 blocker, so on KO, draw 1 card. So we block out, get to draw a card and replace itself. Or we have a top 5 searcher that can't be removed from the board. All very strong options in the deck. The idea is to use our removal-based events because we're using St. Charlos and we're using St. Roswald. These both say if all of your characters have the Celestial Dragon type, then all of your opponent's characters get -X amount of cost, 6 for Roswald and 4 for Charlos. So they're really good to set up early and then go into a finger gun or I bid through 500 million. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna let you know right now, we were not playing this in today, but then I saw it and I was like, why did I not play this earlier? So this is the better option. It just KOs a 1 cost, returns it to the hand, or places it at the bottom or top of the owner's life. Then you draw 1 card if you have a Celestial Dragon type character. So we get to remove these bodies and then draw cards, which is always nice. And it KOs, removes, or returns a 6 cost character. Like for the trigger, it's absolutely absurd what this card can do. It's Celestial Dragon searchable, which is nice. Very, very good in the deck. We're running 4 of Shigan Finger Gun. This card's crazy, KOing a 5 cost. If you move this with Roswald, you can KO Jack for 4 Dawn. That's insane. If you have Roswald on the board, which is 4 cost and 4 cost, you're removing an 11 cost Jack. It removes a 10 cost anything. You move it with Charlos, you're removing 10 cost as well because guess what? -4, -1 from your leader effect, and then you're KOing a 5 cost or lower. So we can remove 10 cost characters with a 3 cost on the board, and we're really playing into the whole archetype. We're running 4 of the 6 King Pistols because we're not running 2K because we don't have searchable 2K counters, and I like this card, just do. It's not always the best option, don't get me wrong, but we can't have cards that aren't Celestial Dragons, which is just the start, because obviously this is something we're going to work on building up and seeing what we can do with other decks, because at the end, a guy's actually really cooking up, and we're going to have a video on that coming out very soon, because we're going to basically just take this and make that, and then go from there. I'm excited to do a lot of testing with this, man. We have an on-play trash the top card of your deck, and it's a blocker. This is actually a 1-cost blocker that has a 1k counter if we have the Holy Land Marijois, because it has -1 cost to play. And yeah, deck running 1 Black Spiral for Zoro, probably 2 in the meta depending on what we're doing. We have to remove 2 cards because I accidentally have 53 because I added the 2 stages to go all the way up. So I'd probably move 1 of these and remove 1 Roswald and go from there, because the Charlos is really all you need, and they're both searchable from our 1-cost event. It looks at the top 3 and then trashes the rest of the cards. It's good. It's better than playing out a card that discards cards. If you look into the other Celestial Dragons, have Saint Charlie as the searcher, but then you have to trash a card in your hand, so it's a -1 in hand size. It doesn't work for this deck. It works with Emu because Emu will trash a card, trash the Charlie, and draw a new card to replace itself, but it won't work in any other deck really. So we're having to opt for the 1-cost event that doesn't have counter instead of something that does. Yes, this deck definitely does break up. Don't get me wrong. Didn't really go on a winning streak today, but this is something I wanted to bring out to the community to maybe test out, because this is intense. This is a very fun deck. I enjoyed myself today. I hope you enjoy the deck and the games. Again, we're all learning. This is literally just something I threw together, so I hope you enjoy. Like, subscribe, join the One Piece family by joining the Discord, and let's get straight into those games today. We're doing 3 games, 2 against Roger, and then 1 against a mystery leader that you have to see at the end, because that's the next deck we're going to cook up with. All right, we're going to test out this deck today. I think we're going to start with a 1-cost searcher. Look at the top 3 and grab a Celestial Dragon type. We're going to go with the blocker that removes a body off the board and trash the other 2 and pass our turn. Now next turn we can go Holy Land Marijois for 1 and then play out the Saint Charlos, which is going to be very nice for some removal later on, possibly. Saint Charlos, we don't have enough KO, we don't have mini KO events, I should say, so it doesn't work great. We're going to go ahead and fill up our trash a little bit, look what we put in there, and then choose no enemy target. So we know 1 of our 8 events are in there. We're going to go 1, and then we're going to go 2, and we're going to pass. So now all of our Celestial Dragon type characters have -1 cost. They're going to play out a 2-cost buggy. We're not really worried about removing a buggy. It's just nice to get more bodies on the board. We can go ahead and just take the 7. We could use the trigger, but I don't think it's worth it. It's going to be great removal later on. What we're going to do here is swing in for 5 at our opponent. Then we're going to go with the rush option because we'll have 7 or more cards in our trash. So that's going to be very strong. Just being able to swing in for another 5, I feel like it's going to be really good. So we'll do that. -1 cost, not really super necessary. Then we'll go in and we'll swing in for 5. We'll -2k. We can't even -2k because we don't have 10 or more cards. We have 7 though, so we could rush. Rushing is always good. We have some counter too, so we have a 2k if we need. If they want to remove this, they can. We'll be able to clear up their board. Whatever they play this turn, we'll be able to finger gun. And then we'll have, what, 3 Dawn left over. So we need a 4-cost character, it looks like, or a way to save our 6 cost, depending on what they play. They should be playing, what, Scopper Gabon here. This deck is really weird. I'm not going to lie. This deck is really weird. This is janked up. This is not what you should be doing with Lucci, but it's going to be fun. They go Crocus, add 1 Dawn from the Dawn deck as active, then return 1 base. I ain't stopping that. Then return up to 1 base power, 3,000 or more to the owner's hand. Okay. I see what we're cooking up. So we're going to go, I guess we're just going to go 1-cost event, look at the top of the deck. We'll grab a, it'd be nice if we grab that. We'll grab a St. Charlos because that's all we can grab. We're going to go ahead and swing in for 5 at our opponent, use card action, fill up the trash a little more. It's good just have pieces in the trash. We're then going to tap for, this is not great. We might actually go with the Mercury here. Trash 1 card from our hand and then KO a 5 cost. So we'll trash, KO, rather than using the Finger Crystal because this is going to KO a way bigger body thanks to St. Charlos. And then we're just going to pass a turn. It's not where I expected to go, but it's a way that works. They could go Rayleigh, but Rayleigh won't be able to rest St. Marcus, and then they could swing in 2 here. -3, -2, and KO the St. Charlos. Not what I really wanted to see, I'm not going to lie, but 9 we'll just go ahead and take. Activate main, KO a 2 cost. Not going to happen. Not gonna happen here. But we can play this for 4, I believe. We can play this for 4, -6 cost, tap 2 Dawn, return 3 cards to the bottom of our deck, which is really nice, so we can go with cards we actually need for later, like a blocker, whenever we filter through the deck, because we probably will. So we're gonna go with a Saturn and another Finger Gun, and then KO the Rayleigh. So we KO'd Rayleigh. It was kind of expensive, but it was definitely worth it. We're going to be able to swing in for, we have to go 7 here. If not, we don't get any attack in. We could go with a blocker instead. A blocker wouldn't be bad, but we already have a blocker. So let's just go 8 and force out a 2k. They have 10 cards in hand, a bunch of cards in hand. It's pretty good for our opponent. We're going to go ahead and pass there. They give us a 2k Uta. Uta is going to be very nice. They become a 9k leader here. We'll be able to take again, which is convenient. Oh my Lantha. Oh my lord. Tap 4 Dawn. Use the card action. Just KO that. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff right there, I'm not going to lie. And then we can save this for later. We could technically play... Oh my gosh. We can play this out just to have it. And then just pass. So now we still have the blocker, but that's a 7k on our turn. So we can just hold the board here. We're trying to go a little wider. They nullify the leader effect, become a 9k, and knock down our character's power. That's pretty good. Not gonna lie to you, that's pretty good. But when we're able to remove it very easily, because it gives -6 cost, it's not gonna be that good. So we'll go ahead and take this. I know that's wild. So what we can do here is actually just develop a board probably. We can go 4, use card action, KO Roger, so now he's a 7k. And then we could just do a bunch of 7s, or we could go with developing a blocker, which is not horrible. I think I'm going to go with the Mars or the Saturn here, so we're just going to swing 7, no leader effect, because we already have a large trash, so we don't need any more. And then we're going to go J, Garcia, Saturn. Look at the top 5, and we're just going to grab a Rush. Is pretty good. 2k counter, though, I think, is the best option here, just because we are so low, so if they hit us with some kind of really bad Rush, we need to be able to get out of it. We have 1 Dawn active. We do have a blocker, so it's like the 2k wasn't necessary, but I think in this situation we'll be okay. They're going to gain the Dawn, so that's going to put them off 1 Dawn. They're going to become a 7k now from the Crocus. Crocus is really good at adding an active Dawn. They can swing very heavy. Not really worried about a heavy swing. We still have removal here in the Mars Marcus. So, Marcus Mars, my bad. My bad, G. My bad, my guy. I think we're just going to 2k. I think I legit want to keep up a lot of pressure here and leave the blocker if we can. Because we have another blocker in hand to develop. Oh, look at you, big guy. Look at you. Not what I expected to see here. Do we need to go for removal, or do we just go for game? They don't have any Dawn active. It's going to be really hard to go for game here. Dang, that's going to cost us 2 extra cards if we do this. I think we're just going to take. That sucks. That actually does suck. Well, we get another blocker that's going to cost -1 less. So we actually have 2 additional Dawn. So we can just go, what, 7? We don't need to do we need to remove the Marcus Mars, or the Crocus here with Marcus Mars? Because then we can go blocker. So let's just start with 7. Just get 1 card out of hand. They give us the Ina Arashi. So we're going to go Mars, and Mercury's pretty good. So we're just going to go a bunch of 7s, I think. I think we're just going to go a bunch of 7s. I think that's the safest option here. Just get a bunch of 1Ks out of hand. We're going to burn the hand here, and then we're going to hide behind some blockers and draw power. I think that's what we do. Because we can KO the Crocus, they take, so we can go 4, trash. If they have something to get through our blockers, that sucks. If they go 10 cost Rogers, we're just cooked. But that's something we just have to accept in this situation specifically. We'll go double blocker pass, so they'd have to split between these 2. They can't split between these 2 and put a big body on the board. We're sitting on 2k counter. It's not great, but you can see the board control is insane doing a Celestial Dragon build of Lucci. This is actually intense. They go Rayleigh. They swing 9, so it's going to be 9/9, so we'd have to block. We have no way to counter out. If we had a 2k and then we drew into a 1k here, oh no, they rest down, so we don't even get to draw. Hey, good job. Rayleigh literally got it for him in the end, but you could see we could control that board. It wasn't perfect, but that was a freaking fun build. So that shows you the strength and control of the deck. Again, I'm not saying this is the greatest deck ever, but it's one I wanted to make a short, quick video on, showing how can we cook up with this leader. So we're gonna probably play 1 more game if we can find it and go from there. But this leader, we might have found something. I'm not gonna lie, we might be cooking up here with some Celestial Dragon right here. All right, so we're gonna take on this leader 1 more time. This hand is not gonna work. Holy cow, I'm mulliganing that so quickly. That stage is really good, man. I think we need to find the stage and cycle for the deck. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. That's what they say. That is what they say. We're gonna go with these are both great options for the future, but St. Charlos being developed early is really good. We're gonna go with the stage and pass. This is gonna be the craziest Lucci deck ever out here. This guy's doing the same thing. Buggy, cool, whatever. We could be a little more defensive, not yet, because we don't have 2Ks. Removal, love it, love to see it. We're gonna be able to go 7 into our opponent here. We're gonna go ahead and minus down the Buggy because we can. We're not gonna do anything to it. Play this out for 2 because of the stage and pass. So they're gonna have 5 Dawn active. They're gonna play out a Crocus. That tells me next turn I'm probably gonna go Mars. They're gonna swing 7. We're just gonna take that. So this turn we can go Mars for 5, so we can swing 6 into our opponent. We will have to trash a card, which I'm gonna trash the Workery because we have 3 of them. I don't think we need that many. So 6 into the leader here. We can fill up the trash to give 7 cards so they can't be removed from the board. So we're gonna go Workury, we're gonna trash the Workury, play the Mars, KO the Crocus, and then pass. So this does do base power of 5, so you can't do the cost reduction with the Workury, but that's why we can hold the Finger Guns for later. Finger Gun's gonna remove Rayleigh right now. It was going to remove it right now. Straight up was going to, and then decided not to. We're gonna have the 0 cost because this guy's got rush as well, so that's gonna be a 9k rush. Don't really want to deal with that. And then they're going to become a 7k leader. That's kind of annoying. All right, we're going to go 1 cost event. We're going to grab a, wow, we lose 2 of our events as well. Not great. We're going to play this out for 3. Look at the top of the deck. Man, we are in a tough spot here. We're going to go 5 into the body, and then losing that body on our board, the St. Charlos and everything just sucks. Maybe we hold them until we need them kind of thing. Maybe it's just instant cost reduction we would hold till now, and we just swing big. That might be the best option going forward. Maybe the best option going forward. We're going to have a blocker that draws us a card, which is nice. So we're going to go and block and draw a card just to know what our options are. We can pop a 2 cost. It's not great. They're going to go with a rush option here, so we're going to take this because no matter what, it's just going to suck. I think they're going to go 10 costs. We're going to have to block out of that because we can't go out no blockers. So now we're going to be able to play this out for 4. Now we can go Finger Gun, KO, use the card action, KO the Goldie Roger. And then we only have a 5k attack right now because we're going to have to play out St. Charlos to have a blocker. We are really behind. We are very, very behind here. We do have removal, though, for Rayleigh because this gives minus... Oh. I see what it did. I unplugged my whole monitor. All right, so I just unplugged my whole monitor. 9. We're going to have to take that, and then we're going to have to block the next attack. Holy cow. This ain't working. This ain't working this time. Felt a lot better earlier. Yep, we call that one wraps. GG's. I'm really trying to find stuff we can add in here that would work. Because obviously with these, you have to have Celestial Dragons only on the board for this and St. Roswald. So I'm trying to find a way to actually make that happen. Just the Celestial Dragon support is not great. You can go Mojard or whatever. That's not good. 5 cost 1k. That gets you a 1 cost. Rest this character and one of your characters. Add 1 black character with a cost of 1 or less from your trash to your hand. That's not good. Obviously, you have the Elders, you have St. Charlia, which St. Charlia looks at the top 5 or top 3, grabs a Celestial Dragon, then you trash a card. So you go -2 in hand size, which only works with Emu, because then you trash the Charlia. Doesn't really work here. The 5 Elders only works with Emu specifically, so that doesn't work here. KO up to one of your opponents cost 1 or less, or return it to the owner's hand at the top or bottom of their life. Then, if you have a Celestial Dragon type character, draw 1 card. Oh, we're just gonna switch over. This is just at least searchable. It kills a 1 cost, but it can do so many more things. So if you can't KO it, you can add it to the life, return it to the hand. It gives you options. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. We're gonna see what we can do with that kind of change, and I guess we'll do one more game. This is not the deck I expected to play against, but it's what we're gonna work with. I think we'll take the first curve. I don't really know. We're gonna... Oh, I didn't save the changes. That sucks. We're gonna be running with this instead. We're gonna keep this hand because we have a searcher. We're gonna look through the deck, grab a Roswald, and then pass. These can easily be removed, which sucks, so we're gonna have to hold them for later. He said, lol, same idea. I like it. I like it. This guy's cooking. This guy's cooking right here. I like it a lot. We're gonna go 6 in a face, and what we're gonna actually do here is remove the body. It's our only form of removal, though. Is that good, or would it be better to go with Charlos? Because now they're gonna be able to remove ours. I think we can't go Charlos because we don't have the extra, so we're gonna have to return 3 cards from our trash to the bottom of the deck and then KO it and then pass. So we remove the blocker, which isn't horrible, but it's not great either. Sakazuki, KO up to one of your opponent's characters at a 0 cost. Yo, low-key, Sakazuki might be the deck for this. It does cost 3 Dawn, but KOing a 0 cost is kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of fire. Running 4 of the stage is a must. We don't have filter here in black. That is the big issue, it seems like. So we can swing in, use card action, minus this down. We need to remove it now, some way. And they get the 5 Elders are at your service. And then we have 5 Dawn, correct? So we can go Roswald, but then Roswald will KO Roswald. So we have to KO their character first and then go from there. We don't have a 1 cost, so we're just gonna let that go. But that's about all we had at that situation. We had to remove the Roswald, because if not, they just remove it with leader effect for 3 Dawn. Only resting 3 Dawn, that's crazy. Low key, we need to be running this. Ooh, we're running the top 4 Searcher. All right. Jupiter. They grab a Jupiter from the top of the deck. That makes all their characters into 7Ks. They can play a 5-cost characters here with the Holy Land Marijois. We will probably counter out. They could go Charlos. Charlos I'm not really stressed about, I don't feel like. We could go Rush. They're going to swing in for 6. I don't have a 2K, and I'm not going to let them know. I'm just going to take. They're going to go Saturn. That's going to be good for them. They've already set up their trash. They have 8 cards. So now there's no more removal. So there's no reason to set up removal because they can't remove our characters. We can't remove theirs because we both have enough cards in trash. So if I play Jupiter this turn, he can't be KO'd. So I'm just going to have to swing 5 into our opponent. We'll fill up the trash a little bit more because some of them get a little bit more effects from having more cards in trash. We'll play this out and then pass to our opponent. They're going to play Jupiter this turn. Instead of just calling it Jupiter, I'm calling it Jupiter. Jupiter. So we're just using these as discard fodder. We're not running a ton of 2Ks in this deck. Straight up ain't worried about it. Straight up ain't stressing it here. Sakazuki's looking. How do we splash all of these characters into different decks? Maybe you can tell I don't have 2Ks. Ooh. I'm not liking this. 1K. 1K is not great. We're going to take the 8 here, and then we're going to have Rush. So Rush is going to be very nice to swing in pretty aggressively. We have not found the stage, which does suck, but what we can do is swing 7 in the lead, -2. I'm going to swing 7 in the lead because I'm going to force them to counter this. Because if not, I go 8 in the face, and they have to give me 2 more cards. I don't need to remove Saturn. Honestly, I don't have to, but now they have to counter out. Now I can swing, minus is down, just put more cards in trash. It doesn't really matter, but I know some cards need, well, this needs 10 or more. All the other ones, I guess, don't really matter. Yo, Sakazuki might be the move. Might be the move here. It's running a little slow. Obviously, they're just trying to do what we're doing, and we're doing it better right now. They're going to go with the blocker, Workury, that's on KO, draw 1 card. So the pressure didn't apply too much to their board, and they can go for ours because they know we don't have 2K counters. They know we only run 4 2K counters. That's what every good deck builder does. They only run 4 2K counters. They're going to go with the 6-cost Rush, I believe, in this situation. We're going to go with... I think we're just going to get rid of Mars because Mars KO's original base cost, but we can't remove anything. We're going to go 0 Mercury, Resolve, and then now they are going to go Mars. Mars is not going to do anything because they don't have removal. And we're just going to hit them with the good old 7-7. I think we're going to go 7-7-7-7-7. So we play this for... We swing 7 at face. We go -2. It's going to be pretty good. Now we're going to do something because they have 2 Dawn active. So it's telling me they may have Black Vortex. Black Vortex negates the effect of the card that it stops. If they stop Jupiter, it makes all of our other characters not gain the plus 2,000. So we're going to do this first. Minus down Jupiter. And then they're going to counter. And then we're going to go... At this point, they're going to block no matter what. We're going to go into Jupiter to get one of the blockers out. They can block him 1K, I guess. They let it go. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I'm not going to lie. They block out, get to draw cards. So they would need Rush here to go for game. So we need to develop a blocker of some sort. They won't have a way to mess with our blocker. We pass, and I think we have game at this point. They go Charlos. What? They play it for 1 cost, which is wild if you think about it, because this makes everything that's 2 costs or higher only 1. This is a 1-cost blocker. That's pretty good. They're going to go 8 into Jupiter. That does suck. Oh, he just left and disconnected. All right. Well, what I was going to do is I was going to probably block and then get to draw a card to see if I found counter. I wouldn't have found counter, of course, because we don't run a lot of 2Ks. Man, I can't even realize I suck at deck building so much I didn't even put 2Ks. Well, this was me trying to cook up something. Obviously, there's not a lot to do with this deck profile. That we're only running the 4 2Ks, and obviously the reason is because there's no other 2Ks we can really use of any relevance. Like, we can't put other cards on the board. This should be changed out for the other Celestial Dragon event. 5 million, I bid 5 million. This should be what we're playing instead. We should probably be playing more of the stage. The Marijois, but it's not even searchable in the deck, so keep that in mind as we play into other games while we test this as a community, because that's what we freaking do. We need to run this 0-cost event because of the lack of counters. That gives us 4 2Ks, and then we have the counter event Black Spiral. We should be playing probably more Black Spirals. The idea here is just to play the blockers and have the blockers save us, was my idea, and then really rely on the Rush. The Roswald was good It did a lot of work, but obviously going against other decks who play these characters, I think a lot of decks can splash this. We saw it with the Sakazuki, and we're going to be testing it with Sakazuki literally probably next video, because that looks really fun. It's just hard to find people to play against. So I'm excited to deck test this more in the future. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. Join the One Piece family by joining the Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.